I can play it, okay?
I said not now! If you want the fucking part, earn it.
All right, guys, so we're gonna start this here. Looking forward to see kind of what we're looking at. Excited for markets specifically today. You know, obviously today is going to be kind of a big day. I really do like Mondays here because I like to let the market kind of do its thing. You know, obviously let it flow, let it go. And then from there, what we'll do is we'll take a look at what else we can see that's coming from the market here. So first thing we're going to do, obviously, is we're going to look at news. We're for sure going to look at news. Let me just delete some of this stuff here. And then most importantly, after we take a look at news, from there, we're going to take a look at everything else. Okay. So let's go first into Forex Factory. Trump says war could be over. I don't know if I believe the bluff. I don't know if he's bluffing or not. This is the problem, The reason Trump is downplaying the war is because he needs to. Markets are freaking the hell out. Okay? Not only are markets freaking out, the biggest thing is that something I kind of want to showcase to you guys here. Hey, I'm gonna put it in the Discord. Is just a stat that I was looking at earlier, right? Is any time throughout history, and I'm gonna show the Discord here so you guys can see it. But anytime throughout history, there's ever been an oil shock in the market, we've almost always gone into a recession. So we could look at 1973, oil prices quadrupled, the housing recession created a 40% fall. Oil crisis, double, the mortgage rates hit 18%, and this was Paul Volcker. Because what does oil do? Oil creates inflationary pressure on the markets, right? If the price of oil goes up, everything goes up. Energy goes up. If energy goes up, costs go up. If costs go up for companies, goods and services go up to make up for, obviously, those costs. If those goods and services go up, okay, your buying power falls. And this creates, and then if your buying power falls, inevitably over time, revenue falls. If revenue falls, for companies, layoffs happen, and so on and so on. This cycle continues. This is why oil inflation, oil prices like this could definitely affect the market now, dramatically, right? Oil crisis, mortgage rate 18%, housing collapse, the Gulf War spike, oil jumped, housing slowed down during the recession. 2007 to 2008, oil hit $147 a barrel, and it created the great financial crash. It was one of the catalysts of the financial crisis in 2008. Why is this important now? Well, because, we're at a point right now where oil hit, levels that, hadn't been seen since 2022. And before then, legendary 2008, right? So this oil spike here, let's go on the weekly here and break this down. I think that there's a huge possibility that we still go back up in prices. Like I do believe that, hey, look, yeah, even though oil jumped, there still is a possibility that it's going to move to the upside and then fall, potentially. Now, we don't really know with this war. The Strait of Hormuz, what everyone's talking about here, the strait is apparently open. Apparently it's open. That's what everyone's talking about, right? The first plane, or the first boat that actually went through it, no Navy, no communications. They got no Air Force. Their missiles are down. Their drones are being blown up all over the place. 3,000 Iranian targets in the first week of operations. It's going to be the end of that country. If they do anything bad, that would be the end of Iran, and you'd never hear the name again. Yo, bro, this guy is crazy. The president also said the strait is open now. To say this right here is wild. Like, this is super aggressive. The president also said the strait is now open and claimed the ships had now been entering. Huh. This is interesting. The problem is Trump telling the truth? You know, I really do like Trump sometimes. But one thing about Trump is he exaggerates things. You know? And if he exaggerates things, this is the problem. If Trump's exaggerates, and I'm sorry guys if I'm taking forever here to look at news and to mark up charts, it's just that this is big. I need to know if oil, if he's telling the truth or not, or if tomorrow Iran can bomb any boat in the Strait of Hormuz and we're done. You see what I'm saying? So we need to make sure that this is the case. If he's saying that the strait is open, then most likely oil is going to stay at a short, and we're not going to go towards an economic kind of uncertainty or collapse. Not collapse, but you know, more like massive economic drawdown here. The fastest news to get this through is Twitter, right? Ships are beginning to safely. Okay, so this is good news. So this is why I went to Twitter here. So the latest. Ships are beginning to safely make it through the Strait of Hormuz. Again, the U.S. masterfully decimates the Iran Navy. They have no navy. We sunk all their ships. Ships are reportedly crossing the Strait of Hormuz. They reportedly turning off their transporters as they're passing through. Apparently, the first ship was I Don't Give a F. That was the name of the first ship that crossed. Which is funny, right? Yo, bro. Oh, man. Bro, America, this country is hilarious. Okay, so let's get back to this here. Yeah, so ships are crossing here.
The Navy is gone. It's all lying at the bottom of the ocean. 46 ships. Can you believe it? In fact, I got a little upset with our people. I said, what quality of ship? Excellent, sir. Top of the line. I said, why did we just capture the ship? We could have used it. Why did we sink them? They said, it's...
This is my fear right now. Iran looks weak. And when a country looks weak, if anybody's ever read The Art of War before, okay? I read this book about 10 years ago. It's called The Art of War. Okay, look weak when you are strong. Now, maybe I'm giving Iran way too much credit, but in Art of War, appear weak when you are strong and strong when you are weak. It's a core tenet from, right, Sun Tzu's The Art of War. It's essentially a book made on principles that helped every empire defeat or, you know, triumph over other empires. It's the rule. It's like rule number one: appear weak when you're strong, and strong when you are weak. The interesting part of all of this here, okay, is I just don't know if he's bluffing, and I don't think Trump is bluffing. I just don't know if the Iranians are bluffing, because let's say, you know, the ships start to go through, and then they still have warheads hidden in in the mountains, and they start bombing, you know, random ships. And that's like an act of war. You know, like let's say they bomb another Saudi Arabian ship, not an American ship, because that would create even more tensions, and we'd probably put boots on the ground. But let's say they bomb a U.S. or another ship here. Oil price will absolutely surge, and this is just a pullback, right? If that happens. And not only that, this would just be quote unquote a pullback. This is already a break of structure on the weekly, and it's a break of structure also on the monthly as well. So the price of oil would absolutely skyrocket. Okay. And it looks like it's actually making a comeback right now. It just mitigated this zone. You see what I'm saying? And if this continues on this upwards trend here, external buying zone, if this continues and we hold and we continue to make another fib extension here to the upside, let's say even if we get back to levels of 120 or even higher to like 130, this right here is essentially, you know, how would I say this? For sure, this would be like economic ruin, right? We would go into a complete recession, right? So we definitely need to avoid this. I don't know. I want to see how price reacts, but we're in a lot of uncertainty here. Now let's look at what's going to make markets go down this week. What else is interesting? Because this is the craziest time to ever be trading in markets right now. It's a really crazy time, right? So because this is a really crazy time, Wednesday we have big news too. What do we have? CPI. And now that, you know, obviously month over month, and also I'm expecting these numbers to be pretty bad. I'm not expecting these numbers to be good. For everybody that's on the call, someone is pretending to be like other people in the chat, and they're sending people money here. So definitely be careful. Someone was impersonating me and pretending to be me. Okay. This right here, the expectations are already lower than expected. So obviously CPI month over month, I think these numbers are going to be higher than expected, because look at the price of oil, man. The fact that oil just in the month of March alone, since March 1st, did this 79%, and even now it's still up 30%. This right here is already affecting markets. Okay, the price of gas not only is up, but the price of energy is starting to go up. Because the price of energy is starting to go up, the costs, okay, of goods and services are going to start going up, because margins are starting to go down for businesses. Okay, and this takes usually a couple weeks, but it can be, because we live in a hyper rotational world, you start to see the effects immediately. Okay, and because that starts to go up and revenue is down, we're going to see these numbers most likely be bearish here. And if these numbers, I mean, are higher than expected, these numbers are higher than expected, you can expect SPX to sell off Wednesday and then come back to the market on Thursday, right? So I'm expecting sells, to be brutally honest. Even core PCE, I'm expecting this to be worse than expected, just based off of the market all week. So what does that mean? Okay, I expect Dixie, and you guys might not want to hear this here. Right now, Dixie looks okay. We didn't break weekly structure, which is good. 2-day structure is good. Daily structure is okay. We didn't break 4-hour structure, did we? We did. Does that mean we're going to avoid a recession? Probably not. This is my theory here. I think that Dixie will go down, markets will recover, and then Dixie's going to rug pull everybody here on Wednesday. Or the Iranians are going to rug pull America. That's what I really think is going to happen. I think they're going to do something. Maybe I'm giving them too much credit. Again, maybe I am giving them way too much credit that they external selling zone. I think maybe I might be giving them way too much credit here. And if I am giving them too much credit, it is what it is, you know. But just think about what's been happening between Israel and Iran. Iran bombed Israel. No, Israel bombed Iran. Iran's been bombing and completely destroying Tel Aviv. I mean, you could look at Tel Aviv right now as well, right? And you can see what's been happening. Like, this was just yesterday. Again, I don't know if this is AI, but again, I think they're gonna rug pull them. This is just my thoughts. Maybe I'm wrong. I just want to be extra cautionary here, just because I just don't know. If this was Iran yesterday, I mean, do you think if they're just starting a war, would Iran realistically send every single missile to Israel? No, they for sure at the beginning of a 9-day, day 9 of the war. No. I think that this is just the beginning. And if I think this is just the beginning, I believe Dixie's going to rug pull markets. Dixie's going to move higher. I believe we're still bearish. Guys, even today we broke structure. And I'm going to update this because all our TPs hit. You see that? Every single TP that I gave out from the sells on Thursday have hit. Okay, we're currently up right now a total of what? 27,000 points. And this thing is still hasn't broken structure. So what am I going to do? I'm going to sell. Give me a second, guys. I think somebody... Give me a second, guys. Give me a second, guys. So yeah, to break everything down, guys, I think we're going to go lower. I think this is just the beginning, to be brutally honest. I'm not entirely sure, but I think this right here is going to short. I think we have a real possibility of a short here. 10 a.m., this was a movement to the upside. We might mitigate here. If we do break, we'll come back to this zone here, but price should have moved to the upside. It even broke structure here. So the fact that we had 4-hour structure and 8-hour structure broken here, we did have a mitigation here, which is good. We did need a mitigation on SPX. Okay. But 4-hour structure still broken, guys. There's no showing any real break of structure. You could argue maybe this right here as a break of structure, but I want to see this structure close, because this right here I wouldn't even consider. This would be internal structure, right? Not external structure, right? This right here is the impulse move that needs to be broken. If not, it's gonna be bad, guys. So obviously TP on everything here. Give me a second, guys. Let me update this here, because everybody made some profits here. So I just want to make sure that everything's updated here correctly. Gotta make sure it's updated, right? Specifically for y'all. Give me a second, guys. My computer is like freezing now. Too much stuff going on. That's what it is, you know? Let's look at US 30. Yep. Legit from the absolute low. Nas, yep. More sells. Good thing. NQ. Let's look at gold volatility. Filling in gaps. Expected to fill in some gaps here. For sure. Now let's look at gold from our sell zone. The majority of all our TPs hit on Thursday. It's Thursday morning at 10 a.m. The bond market, let me look at bonds real quick. Ugh. hour break. Don't really like to see yields go up like this. 10-year yield. People are rushing into stocks. Rushing out. What an interesting day on Sunday. First EP downward. Sunday, nice sell-off here. Give me a second, let me update these right here. What am I looking at with gold? Let's look at the next trading idea here with gold. What am I looking at now? External sells here. I'm looking for, wow. Technically, gold is still bullish.
Truth is, I don't think people
Technically,
understood
that's certain structure.
what it was
Other structure, it's technically bearish here.
their conduct.
You know, with this BOS area.
Arms and keep people in tempo.
Uh,
I was there to push
but it's been in this reaccumulation phase, which is what I don't like. I don't like trading gold in a reaccumulation phase like this. It hasn't been making lower lows. It's just been compressing almost as if it wants to break out.
then good.
We will trade it tomorrow and see how it reacts. I'm glad I haven't been trading it recently. I mean, a perfect scalp would have been earlier today when I hit my low. Sunday, 9-10 o'clock. That's a perfect buying area. And it hit this zone here that I saw on the daily on the 4-hour. This would have been a perfect buy. Looks like it's getting ready to sell off right now. It'll probably sell by tomorrow. We'll see how it goes, but I'm in more of like a selling scalp with gold right now. Same thing with silver. Silver actually increasing. That's super interesting. Usually you don't see that. Apparently, Trump just in right now might have a nuclear deal with Iran. Iran's new leader. That's just in right now. That's pretty insane. Wow, and you can see the market's already reacting to that. Wow. Let's go on X here. Let's go check this out. And then I'm going to be out, guys. Nuclear deal. Huh. Interesting. I don't know. Can't find it on X. But apparently, yeah. You know why USD CAD is dropping? Because of oil. The Canadian dollar goes up in value anytime there's oil. Oil has a lot to do with the Canadian dollar. But this might be a sick reversal zone right here specifically. If we can break this structure here, like close above it, USD CAD tomorrow is going to be a legendary buy. If we can break structure tomorrow, USD CAD is going to be a legendary buy. I'm talking a buy till here. I just want to see a break. If not, then we're not going to take anything. Even GU has had this crazy reversal here recently. GU broke structure. What does that mean? That means we're looking for buys with GU. GU is a buy. AUD USD, I'm not sure. It looks like it's mitigating. Let's look at crypto here. My sell signal that I gave the other week for crypto, what was it? It was a couple. It was a... I did give out a sell for crypto. For Bitcoin. It did hit that zone. The exact zone that we called on the sell live on the call on Thursday. Reversing now. But I still believe crypto's going to sell off here. Might get another sell here. Internal sells. Here. Here. External sell here. I still believe price is going to move lower. For Bitcoin specifically, nothing else. MSRT needs to pull back. Nvidia is still holding strong. Apple holding strong. Amazon needs to pull to the upside. It's been losing a lot of its traction here. Amazon's heavily affected with data centers that got bombed in the Middle East. Wow, Google looks like a great buy. Shocking though, because it broke structure, which usually means a sell, but this right here, it looks like an institutional candle. I hate stocks sometimes because price action usually doesn't respect stocks as much. Microsoft, if anything, looks like a better buy than anything else. See how it's down 30%? I think Microsoft can go up 46%. Wow, I can't believe Coinbase is holding that. All right, guys, we will trade tomorrow morning. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all, and I will